Dear colleagues, dear friends, I'm very glad to be here. And now I will shortly present to you the work on the digital ecosystem of our project. You will find the URL to the website. So I'll try to keep it to the basics and you can look around yourselves, bearing in mind that this is not a finished work and we still have some things which have to be further elaborated. So if you see some pages which are under construction or some even some errors appearing on the website, please bear with us. But we're on the task currently, which, as you will see, is a rather complex one. This is part of actually in this consists the whole of work package 4 of the 5 which Dragana just mentioned, which is digitization of epigraphic monuments. And this is the definition of it in our project proposal in our grant agreement, which aims to bring together not only the expertise of our team, but also the texts and monuments from our 3 countries, which actually have more in common than probably the general public, which knows nothing about this kind of heritage, expects. And we're here to demonstrate this, and this is, I would say, the core mission of the whole project. This is the whole digital ecosystem. Actually, the website, which is a part of it, but also the platform that encompasses all of it. But website, strictly speaking, this is the platform which contains information about the project partners, the financing institutions, news, events, and everything like this, which we have also covered on our social media and our YouTube channel. But it is also related to, and it encompasses the collection of the inscriptions, which are encoded in XML, EPIDOC compliant XML, and I will talk about this in a moment. A storytelling platform which is connected with the collection of the inscriptions, and a digital manual which provides the background information about both the collection of the inscriptions and the stories which are based on them. And the idea is to create an ecosystem in which every segment of this is related to everything else, which is something that digital publication of epigraphic monuments nowadays allows to a great extent, and which was probably very hard task and very bulky format of former analog publications of inscriptions. So we want to make use we make full use of the features that the digital publication of an ancient text allows us. So one by one, first, the project website. This is the address, which is not only a part of this ecosystem, but also the common platform which contains as subsets all the other elements in it. The idea of it is to be multilingual in English and in the official languages of all our 3 countries. And maybe we had the ambitious task to also add other languages, but this is for the further development of our project. But why not? As open and as diverse and inclusive as possible is the principle on which is built. And it is based on the content management system module of the Ajax tool, of which I will speak shortly. And now I'll just try to demonstrate some of the features, but I don't see here the web browser. Okay, maybe I'll have to minimize this and this and no, sorry. I want to be able to switch between web browser and presentation.
Sharing.
Sorry, yeah. We will have to stop sharing and then okay.
For a second. And
yeah, so for the online audience, I will have to share and reshare each time I switch, for which I'm sorry. And okay, so thank you. This is the project website, which contains the information in several languages. And this is the project description of all our languages. We also have an administrative part, which enables you to also edit all the information. Let's see if I'll be able to log in on the website. No, I don't want to save this. So yeah, there are some monuments you see here, some news. Sorry. About our lectures, our events, and actually the user platform. This is the administrative part of it. This is what lies behind not only the not only between the website, but also the collection of inscriptions. Let's see if this works. And also you can edit it as if you have administrative rights to the site, you can edit all the elements, including adding images, changing texts, inserting, embedding videos, multimedia, and things like that. Here you can edit the text. Sorry. Yeah. Or the code of it. But of course, this is only the, so to speak, more static part of the information which, except for the news, which are, of course, constantly upgraded. So we will have news recently about this event also, but the other parts of the basic information are relatively static. You know, the information about the project and its main goals and objectives, about the partner institutions, etc., is not expected to change very much over time, but we have more dynamic parts of this ecosystem, which now I'll probably stop sharing and revert to the presentation. And I will have probably to reshare again. So the inscriptional collection is, of course, based on the achievements of digital epigraphy, which has already a relatively rich history in the recent decades, and it's based on the EpiDoc consortium. Here you see, and most of the people who work in epigraphy, even not digital epigraphy, are more or less familiar with the notion and the name. They provide basic tools, templates, and guidelines and standards for publishing and indexing epigraphic monuments, and not only epigraphic monuments, but other historical documents such as papyri, for example, in digital form. And we have had some previous experience in our three countries about learning and applying EpiDoc to our local epigraphic heritage. We have had workshops even previous to the initiation of this project in Belgrade, in this very building in 2018, in Skopje and in Sofia, and we have some collections based on which we have created our own customized template, which will work for the epigraphic, which works for the epigraphic heritage of our three countries, both in Greek and Latin. And one of the main customizations of this EpiDoc compliant template is ensuring its multilingual content. Here you probably see that every segment which has information in running text has to have everything in the four. Thank you, Alapuno. In these four languages, we have information in English. Then, when the user switches languages, you have the same information in Bulgarian, Serbian, Macedonian. This is the main change to the basic template, which is already used in several big collections from the Balkan lens, meaning the Telemon and the Tituli collections, which are developed by the University of Sofia and the National Archaeological Museum of Sofia. And because, as I stated before, basically the features and the content of the epigraphic heritage is similar or the same throughout our today's countries. We have had a very easy task of adjusting this, and only this multilingual element was something which required more attention. And for the visualization and the indexing of this common collection of inscriptions, we are using the Ajax. Yeah, here you don't see anything, but the Ajax tool, which is a front-end service, together with the CMS, which means front-end service stands for the service that brings to the user end a collection of files, in this case, files with EPIDOC compliant TIXML, which is stored in a SQL database. And from this database, the content is called with a series of PHP commands, but I'll stop here without further ado, because I don't want to get too deep and bore you with technical details. But this is one part of the architecture of this IX tool. The other part is the content management system, which you just saw, which takes care for the public appearance of the whole site. Here you see snapshot of the database of inscriptions, which also allows us, which is something very important when you work in a large team consisting of people from 5 institutions from 3 countries. You can do inline editing of the XML in the platform itself. We do not have to constantly exchange versions of files between each other in order to make small corrections. And now I will also switch to this part of the no, not this, to show you the as you see here, there's the site, and this is the EPIDOC part of the collection. Sorry that I'm taking a bit of time to. Okay, I hope that you are able to see. Maybe this is it. Yes, here you see images, files, XMLs probably. Okay, let's go with this. These are the so-called authority files, which lay at the basis of our indices, and you can edit them on the spot. For example, if you want, here you see that all the languages are here, but for example, if you want to add or change something which is not like that in Serbian, for example, let's say instead of tree we want to have drvo, drvići, what is it? And then you save it. I will not do this now. On the surface, this looks like this. I'll make this in English now. We have a map of all the inscriptions that have been encoded thus far. And if we want to see a particular one of them, here's the encoded information published on the user end, here with images. with the probably the most important thing, the transcription and the edition of the text itself, which has an interpretive and diplomatic part. Okay, we're still missing some translations, but we will add them eventually in all our 4 languages, which is probably something done for the very first time. A lot of those inscriptions have not seen either any translation whatsoever. I can say that for sure for many inscriptions that were published previously in Bulgarian corpora, or at least they have not seen any translation in both English and the native language and the different native languages of our countries, that's for sure. Here you can browse through the collection of inscriptions by the different tags and features. You can there's an inline editor for all this, and also there's the indices, which are fully interactive. This is something that XML collections do. You don't have to go through all the indices and manually update them once you add a new monument. They are updated by themselves, provided that you have the right information encoded and referenced. Which one shall I choose? Okay, all the emperors which have done something or set foot or mentioned in the inscriptions of our lands, for example, here. No, the more the collection grows, the richer this information here in the indices will be. For now, probably not very much, but for example, Caracalla has several mentions here. You know, the attested persons, which is something very important because these are local people or local officials and everybody that is mentioned in these monuments. And while the fate of the imperial officials, all the emperors and their families, is something which is more or less known by other sources, this part, this very valuable part of local history is attested only in such types of monuments, and the links that can be established between professions, titles, families, even from the Balkan provinces, from monuments in our separate 3 countries, is something that has never been put in a common platform before. And we hope that once this information is gathered, this will create also an interesting research tool which will answer questions and will provoke the researchers from our countries to pose even new questions. We have different types of indices, places of origins, mentioned toponyms, which is something different, monument types, and keywords. This, which stands now under the title of relations, but probably we will change it to keywords. Different notions. Of course, one monument can be linked to more than one keyword, but this is a snapshot of the universal values that we have in mind. Death, education, family, foreigners, freedom, health, love, politics, power, public life. You see a lot of inscriptions connected to public life, naturally enough. Religion, servant, success, and many more. Simply, there are no monuments encoded with this. This is why they don't pop up, but things that speak to the wider audiences, even if they don't know and are not acquainted enough with the original context of these monuments, because everybody throughout the ages reflects on notions such as love, death, and civic honor, probably. And the 2 further segments about which I'll briefly mention now are probably the most interesting, but they are currently in a stage of development, so I cannot show you many things actually published on the website in this at this moment. But the storytelling platform, which will be linked to the, you saw the encoded inscriptions, which, according to the digital epigraphic practice, contain all the scholarly information in very standardized, structured way, resemblant of the, and actually based upon the printed corpora and printed publications of epigraphic monuments that exist. But this is the information which is mainly to the attention of scholars and researchers. The storytelling platform will link this to ways of presenting, and I'm saying ways in plural on purpose, ways of representing the information contained in the monuments, which will be interesting and engaging for much wider audiences. For example, the average citizen of our three countries who goes together with their families to an archaeological museum, for example. This is why our involvement of GLAM specialists, of museum specialists, and our communication with them, with our newsletters and emailing list is very important. I haven't shared it. Sorry. So we have chosen, this is something that we've been discussing since our last meeting in Skopje. We have chosen a very open approach to these storytelling. We did not set a preliminary set of rules, what the stories should be, what do we mean by telling stories about the monuments, and the results that we have been receiving since are very interesting and very diverse. It could be a sort of description of the monument in a popular way, for example, as you would do on a popular magazine such as National Geographic, or on a personal blog of a history aficionado, for example. It could be a fictionalized story about the people mentioned in these inscriptions. We have also this, and we have two stories for one and the same monument, which show these diverse approaches. For example, it could be something else. So we really have a diversity of approaches. Many of the stories are being written by members of our project team. But we also, as far as the framework of our project allows, we also tend to invite authors external authors who could be interested in the heritage of our region, for which purpose we are preparing some case files for each inscription containing the factual basis on which the storytellers could build their texts. And we're trying to open up to different audiences. We have experimented with visits to, for example, to schools, to see if some school pupils from the gymnasia, for example, would be touched enough by an interesting story from an inscription. This is somewhere in the news. I'm gonna show you, in order to produce a tale of their own, which would be interesting in itself, even if this tale does not live up to the probably expected storytelling standards that we're setting. But this is another way of public engagement. We have had one lecture ever since, but other lectures are coming in our countries. Yes. Here we presented the Fountain of Iliev. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm very sorry, I'm late with the sharing, but yeah, this is it. We haven't had any stories so far, but this is probably one direction towards which we want to go in the future. There is a lot of room for further development, and as Dragana said, this is probably not the last season of our collaboration, and there is much field ahead of us, and this is one thing that we want to develop. And even if students or pupils do not feel capable enough to write stories, They may take pictures of inscriptions which are here and there in the urban milieu that surrounds us. I believe we have such examples here in Belgrade, as in Sofia, as in Skopje, and in Lapidaria throughout our countries. So yeah, this is also something that we want to approach throughout this platform. And the last segment of this, which we're trying to build is, and now I will not forget to share it for two last slides, the manual, the what we call the digital manual, which will provide all the background information about these inscriptions in case that the separate publications of monuments and the stories which are based on them and which are linked with them are not enough for the general public to get the whole picture. We are now collecting information using the expertise of our team, which I will say it's top-notch through our three countries, to provide information about, based on the background files that we are preparing for our storytellers, or other additional materials, short stories of the cities and the settlements in which these inscriptions were found. For example, what is Stibura? What is Nicopolis ad Nestum? When were they founded? By whom? What was their basic civic structure, etc., etc.? The provinces in which these inscriptions are found. Explanation about the inscriptional types and object types, maybe peculiarities of the language, etc., etc. As much background information that we can. Here's a specimen of one such case study file that we have for the so-called Elia fountain in Nicopolis. And we're still building up to present this in a coherent way, and I hope that by the end of next month we will succeed in present this to you as a fully finished product, which will be linked to the inscriptions, to the stories, and to different indices. And thank you for your attention.